Today we'll follow a Lamborghini Huracán as it transforms from a bare chassis into a road-ready supercar. No fast-forward magic, just real craftsmanship, precision engineering, and the unmistakable character of a V10 thoroughbred coming to life. Our journey begins at the foundation, the chassis. The Huracán's structure blends lightweight metals with composite components to achieve the high rigidity a supercar demands. Fixtures lock the bare frame into position on a precision jig. Laser stations scan critical dimensions, verifying geometry within tight tolerances. Every hole, bracket, and mounting point must be exactly where the next step expects it to be, because small errors here become big problems later. With the structure validated, technicians begin sub-assembly integration. You'll see aluminum suspension carriers, steering racks, and crash structure elements staged on kitted carts, each labeled and scanned. Torque tools are digitally calibrated. Every fastener gets a specific value, and those values are logged into the vehicle's digital build record. This is where the personality of the car starts to form, how it will steer, handle bumps, and translate road feel back to the driver. Now to the body-in-white stage, where the skeleton gains its skin. Large exterior panels, meticulously shaped for aero and cooling, arrive in sequence. Robotic arms and human hands share the work. Robots ensure consistency. Craftspeople finesse alignment. Doors are hung and checked for flushness and gap uniformity. The hood and engine cover are adjusted until panel lines create a clean, continuous flow. A laser gauge confirms symmetry along the shut lines, because at 300 km/h, air notices everything. Before paint, the body is prepared with a meticulous cleaning and coating process. The shell is washed, treated, and dipped for corrosion protection, ensuring longevity without adding unnecessary weight. A controlled environment booth maintains temperature, humidity, and filtration. This is where color and light meet design. Multi-stage paint application builds depth. Primer for adhesion, base coat for hue, and clear coat for gloss and protection. Technicians inspect the surface under high-intensity light tunnels. Even the subtlest ripple or particle is corrected with micro-sanding and polish. When the body leaves paint, it doesn't just shine, it looks liquid. While paint cures, the heart of the Huracán is assembled, the naturally aspirated V10. Engine technicians work at clean, ergonomic stations, marrying cylinder heads to the block, routing oil and coolant galleries, and setting timing components with reference to electronic gauges. Each engine receives a wet test and a run on a dynamometer. Sensors read oil pressure, fuel delivery, ignition timing, vibration signatures, and emissions across controlled load cycles. The engine's output isn't just measured, it's recorded as part of the car's life story. Next, the transmission and driveline are prepared. The dual-clutch gearbox is pre-filled and actuated on a test stand. Shifts are commanded electronically, while the system checks clutch bite points, hydraulic pressures, and gear selection times. Front and rear differentials are matched to the vehicle's intended configuration. Tolerances are verified so torque distribution remains precise under hard acceleration and cornering loads. Back on the main line, the marriage of powertrain and chassis happens. A synchronized lift raises the frame while the engine, transmission, and rear subframe glide in from below on a carrier. Connection points are aligned with laser-guided pins. In minutes, structural fasteners are torqued. Cooling lines are secured, wiring looms are clipped into guides, and the exhaust system is positioned with careful clearance to heat shields and bodywork. Suspension and brakes follow. Double wishbone assemblies, adaptive dampers, and anti-roll bars are installed to exact orientation marks. The brake system combines large ventilated discs with multi-piston calipers. Each line is bled and pressure tested. Wheel speed sensors and steering angle references are calibrated so that stability control and traction systems understand the car from the first turn of the wheels. The electrical nervous system is next. Wiring harnesses snake through the cabin and engine bay, terminating in sealed connectors that lock with a signature click. Control modules, engine, transmission, chassis dynamics, infotainment are mounted and flashed with the car's unique software package. A diagnostic station wakes the car for the first time, running a self-check that surveys hundreds of parameters: sensor health, voltage levels, network communication, and fault codes. Anything unexpected is addressed immediately. Inside the cabin, craftsmanship takes center stage. Leather artisans cut, stitch, and upholster seats, dashboards, and door cards with remarkable precision. Patterns are mirrored left to right. Seams follow the geometry of the interior rather than fighting it. Alcantara, carbon fiber trims, and contrast stitching are aligned, so visual lines flow uninterrupted from instrument binnacle to console to armrest. Each piece is inspected by touch as much as by eye. If it doesn't feel perfect, it doesn't pass. Glazing and exterior details are fitted next. Windshields and side glass are bonded under timed cure windows. Cameras and sensors for driver assistance systems are mounted and calibrated against target boards. Air intakes, grills, and aerodynamic elements, splitter, side skirts, diffuser, are installed with millimetric care. Even the placement of badges follows a precise datum, ensuring consistency across the lineup. Now, fluids. The Huracán receives coolant, engine oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, and power steering fluid, all metered and recorded. The vehicle undergoes a leak down and pressure check. Then, for the moment, everyone waits for first ignition. The V10 fires, settling into a crisp, high-strung idle. Technicians listen, not just with instruments, but with experience, for the character of the engine note, the cadence of the valve train, the steadiness of idle control. Quality control intensifies. The car enters a water ingress chamber where jets simulate driving rain from multiple angles. After the soak, technicians check carpets, door sills, and inner panels for even a hint of moisture. A vibration rig simulates road surfaces to expose any buzzes or rattles. On the wheel alignment stand, camber, caster, and toe are set to spec, and the steering wheel is centered to the car's true path. Headlights are aimed on an optical bench to sculpt the precise cutoff and spread. The rolling road test is next. Tires warm, the drivetrain cycles through gears, and the stability systems are challenged in controlled conditions. Exhaust is analyzed once more. Any deviations trigger immediate review. Software updates are applied over the diagnostic interface, and the car's full build report, torque signatures, paint codes, dyno outputs, alignment data, is finalized and saved. Wheels receive their final torque. Center caps are aligned. Protective films are removed, revealing the full gloss of paint and the crisp weave of carbon. A master inspector walks the car under high CRI lights, checking reflections along every surface, confirming panel gaps, inspecting stitching, and verifying the tactile feel of knobs, paddles, and switchgear. The inspector signs off with a physical stamp and a digital approval. At last, the Huracán rolls toward dispatch. It looks effortless, but what you see is the sum of thousands of precise actions, each recorded, each traceable, each performed by people whose craft is as important as the technology that supports them. From chassis to supercar, the process is about alignment, of materials, of measurements, and of intent, to deliver a machine that feels alive the moment you touch the starter. This is how a Lamborghini Huracán is built, not only assembled, but composed, so that every drive begins exactly where this tour ends, with a promise of speed, sound, and soul.